Hi friends, I welcome you all to today's discussion with regard to finance related current affairs for upcoming RBI Grade B 2019 and SEBI Grade A 2019 examination. Now the topic which we are going to discuss today is the recent amendment which has been made in respect of commercial papers to Foreign Exchange Management Deposit Regulations 2016. So we are going to decode all the related aspects of these regulations which have been talked about in the recent circular in the form of MCQs in this video. Now if you are a paid subscriber of our courses, you need not watch this video again, as the entire discussion on these regulations along with the MCQs is already covered in your course. Now before proceeding forward, let me quickly tell you about the excellent results that we have achieved over the past few years. Now in 2017, in RBI Grade B, we had 27 final selections from our students, and in NABARD Grade A, we had 11 final selections from our students. And in 2018, we repeated the same success story, and in RBI Grade B, we had 70 plus final selections, and in NABARD Grade A, we had 26 final selections. Also, in 2018 SEBI Grade A examination, out of the total 84 selections, 41 of our students they made it to the final list, and in the IBPS AFO examination, our students have got 100 plus interview calls. Now, if I talk about the different individual courses that we are providing, then they include RBI Grade B, SEBI Grade A, NABARD Grade A, RBI Assistant, and IBPS AFO examinations. Now, apart from running the separate courses for all those individual examinations, we are also having some combo courses which you can avail. So we have a combo for RBI Grade B, NABARD Grade A, and SEBI Grade A. We are also having a combo for RBI Grade B, NABARD Grade A, SEBI Grade A, RBI Grade B, and NABARD Grade A and SEBI Grade A. So we have all the requisite combos that you can choose from, and you can choose the appropriate course as per your requirements. Let me also tell you about our new course, which is very important for all the banking exams. This is the QRE course. QRE, that is quantitative aptitude, reasoning ability, and English. So all these aspects which are very important for all the banking exams, they are going to be covered in this particular course. So let's start our discussion on some of the MCQs which can be framed out of this recent RBI circular. First question, which of the following is incorrect about commercial papers? Options are, it is a money market instrument in India which was first introduced in 1990. It seeks to enable highly rated corporates to diversify their resources for short-term fund requirements. Non-resident Indians cannot invest in commercial papers, and none is incorrect. So friends, this question is primarily asking about the concept of commercial papers. So let's try to understand about it. So friends, if we talk about commercial paper, then this is simply a money market instrument. When you talk about a money market instrument, this is a short-term instrument which seeks to raise a large amount of money for a very short amount of duration. So this is a money market instrument which was first introduced in 1990 so that the highly rated companies, they can meet their short-term fund requirements. Presently, companies, primary dealers, and all India financial institutions, they are also eligible to issue commercial papers. And as we have talked that these are short-term instruments, so the maturity of these instruments is minimum of 7 days and maximum up to 1 year from the date of issue. Now, if we talk about who can invest in commercial papers, then individuals can invest, banking companies they can invest, other corporate bodies which may be registered or incorporated in India, or they may even be unincorporated bodies, non-resident Indians and foreign institutional investors, they can all invest in commercial papers. However, the investment by foreign institutional investors, it is going to be subject to the SEBI regulations as issued from time to time. So friends, now we can easily answer this question that option number 3 is going to be incorrect because non-resident Indians, they can invest in commercial papers. Next question, which is true about acceptance of deposits by the companies? Options are, deposits are one of the sources available to a company to raise funds to meet the short-term or long-term requirements of the company. Companies Act 2013 does not contain any provisions relating to acceptance of deposits by the companies. Both are true. or none is true. So friends, if we talk about the acceptance of deposits by the companies, then the companies, they generally raise funds through issue of equity or preference shares, debentures and commercial papers, or even loans from other companies, that is intercorporate debts or loans. So you are already aware about the different sources through which a company can finance its funding requirements. Now deposits are also one of the sources through which a company can raise funds to meet its short-term or long-term requirements. Now, in order to protect the interest of depositors, so they are the people who are investing their money in the deposits of the company, we need to protect their interest and we need to stop any malpractice in this regard being followed by the company. In this regard, Companies Act 2013, read with Companies Acceptance of Deposit Rules 2014, it applies. So these rules, these directions, they have been specifically made to take care of the interest of depositors. And they state that no company shall invite, accept or renew deposits under the Companies Act from the public except in a manner which is provided under this act and rules. So generally it is prohibited. If you have to accept deposits from the public, you have to follow the directions contained in the act and the rules. So friends, now we can easily answer this particular question, that only option number 1 is correct here. Option 2 is incorrect because Companies Act 2013, it contains elaborate provisions with regard to the acceptance of deposits by the companies. So answer is going to be option number 1. Next question. Which of the following is true about Foreign Exchange Management Deposit Regulations 2016? Deposits held in rupee accounts maintained by foreign diplomatic missions and diplomatic personnel and their family members in India with an authorized dealer, they are exempt from these regulations. Reserve Bank made these regulations relating to deposits between a person resident in India and a person resident outside India. Both of the above or none of the above. So friends, if we talk about the Foreign Exchange Management Deposit Regulations 2016. Now, these directions, these regulations, they have been made by Reserve Bank of India, RBI, in exercise of the powers which have been vested upon it under the Foreign Exchange Management Act of 1999. So this act, it allows RBI to make regulations relating to deposits between a person resident in India and a person resident outside India. So all the deposits between a person who is resident in India and a person who is resident outside India, they are going to be governed by these regulations. Now, except as otherwise provided in the act or regulations or in rules, directions and orders made or issued under the act. So it primarily says except as provided in the act, no person resident in India shall accept any deposit from or make any deposit with a person resident outside India. So it says that if you want to accept any deposit from a person resident outside India, or you want to make any deposit with a person resident outside India, you have to comply with the provisions of the Act and these regulations. However, an exemption has been made. So it says that deposits held in rupee accounts maintained by foreign diplomatic missions and diplomatic personnel and their family members in India with an authorized dealer, they are exempt from these regulations. So foreign diplomatic missions, they are exempt from the regulations. So now friends, we can easily answer this one, that both of these statements, they are true. So clearly the answer is going to be option number 3, both of the above. So now with this question, let's hit the crux of this particular circular which has been issued by RBI. So the question is, Regulation 6 of Foreign Exchange Management Deposit Regulations 2016 relates to. Options are acceptance of deposits by persons other than authorized dealer, authorized bank, acceptance of deposits by authorized dealer, authorized bank, both of the above or none of the above. So, Foreign Exchange Management Deposit Regulations 2016. Now they have been made by RBI, and under these regulations there are different set of regulations. There would be regulation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there would also be sub regulations for all these regulations. So one regulation which is there is regulation 6. It relates to acceptance of deposits by persons other than authorized dealer or authorized bank. So deposits from a person outside India, they can be accepted by authorized dealer or authorized banks and can be accepted by persons other than the authorized dealer. So primarily the regulation 6 deals with deposits accepted by persons other than the authorized dealers. Now within this regulation 6, there is a sub-regulation 3. Now this sub-regulation 3, it talked about an Indian company may accept deposits by issue of commercial paper to a non-resident Indian or a person of Indian origin or a foreign portfolio investor registered with SEBI, subject to certain conditions. Now, I believe you have got the area which was troublesome here in these particular regulations. Now, this particular aspect, it was already covered in the commercial papers regulations which we talked about, which again have been issued by RBI. So we have already talked about this particular concept that commercial papers, they can be issued, or the money can be invested by NRIs and foreign institutional investors. So this was primarily being duplicated here, and this aspect has already been dealt under the Companies Acceptance of Deposit Rules, the Companies Act 2013, and with regard to the RBI regulations with regard to commercial papers and on foreign exchange. So that's why this sub-regulation 3 has now been deleted from the Foreign Exchange Management Deposit Regulations 2016. So now it's not a part of the Foreign Exchange Management Deposit Regulations 2016. So now the regulation 6 is only going to have two sub-regulations. What are these two sub-regulations? We are going to discuss in the next question. So friends, now we can easily answer this question that the regulation 6 of the Foreign Exchange Management Deposit Regulations 2016, it relates to acceptance of deposits by persons other than authorized dealer or authorized bank. Next question. As per the regulation 6 of Foreign Exchange Management Deposit Regulations 2016, a company registered under the Companies Act 2013 or a body corporate, a proprietary concern or a firm in India may accept deposits from a non-resident Indian or a person of Indian origin on dash basis subject to certain terms and conditions. Options are non-repatriation basis, repatriation basis, either of the above or none of the above. So friends, if you talk about the acceptance of deposits by persons other than authorized dealer or authorized bank, then the directions which are contained in the regulations, they include. So first is a company registered under the Companies Act or a body corporate created under any act of parliament or state, they would not accept deposits on repatriation basis from NRI or person of Indian origin. So it says that you cannot accept deposits on repatriation basis from NRI or person of Indian origin. Repatriation means that such person who has deposited the money, he or she can withdraw that particular money anytime. There is no restriction with regard to withdrawal of the money and taking it back to their own country. So now this repatriation basis is not permitted because this would make the foreign exchange very volatile because the currency is going to come in and come out and there are going to be no restrictions with regard to that. So that's why the second sub-regulation kicks in. A company registered under Companies Act 2013 or a body corporate or a proprietary concern or a firm in India may accept deposits from a non-resident Indian or a person of Indian origin on non-repatriation basis subject to the terms and condition. So it says that you can accept the deposits, but such acceptance should be on non-repatriation basis and not on repatriation basis. So on this non-repatriation basis, this is permitted. So now I believe you are easily able to pick out the right answer here. Answer is going to be option number 1, non-repatriation basis. So guys, this was all about our discussion. If you are having any query, you can mail us at hello@edutap.co.in or you can reach us at 8146-207-241. You can call us or you can WhatsApp us. And I would also recommend that you visit our website www.edutap.co.in for regular updates and important content on the respective examinations. Thank you guys. I wish you happy learning and all the best from the entire team.